Hello everyone, welcome to today's video where today I'll be reviewing or taking a look at, I don't really like calling these reviews because I feel like I'm not that great at reviewing, but I just like rambling and looking at toys. We're going to be looking at the Mafex, whatever you want to say, Spider-Man 2099. Now when they released this figure, actually, like when they announced it, I was excited. I was like, I'm getting that right away because the Marvel Legends sucks donkey balls, and honestly, despite some issues I've had with some of the Mafex Spider-Man, I still really like them as figures. They're not my favorite. The Amazing Yamaguchi is my favorite, and we'll compare those in the video too. But overall, I think the Mafex Spider-Man are really good, and I played a little bit with this, took him out of the package, played with him, so he doesn't have the protective parts on there right now, but I packaged him back up to keep the illusion, I guess. But he came in a box today from Plaza Japan that I got, and you can see my lights are kind of reflective on that. But I got this guy. I got the Mafex Poison Ivy, the Mafex Scarecrow, and Riddler. I was going to do an unboxing, but I felt like 4 figures is kind of an underwhelming unboxing. So yeah, this is the one I was most excited for, so this is the one I'm getting to first. The other 3 will get a video together because they're kind of older releases and they're not honestly that interesting. They just were needed for the shelf. So, but this guy is very interesting. So I'm very excited to get this guy open and actually review him and play with him. So, first of all, let's just say that art on the inside is just gorgeous, dude. I would honestly, I don't keep my Mafex boxes really. I think I kept one maybe. This one is probably a keep. This is so beautiful. I think I kept Ben Reilly's because I love Ben Reilly so much. I think what I should have done is just start cutting these off and then like putting them on the wall because I really like the way these look. They're little, you know, like comic book cross sell. But yeah, that's beautiful. And I might keep this box because it's just so nice. And that artwork is so good on the inside. I love the 2099 design. Now, first things first, we're going to take it out of the package. Okay, we gotta do that to get into the actual figure. We'll pull them out. And right off the bat, I will say one thing. There's one thing wrong with this figure. It's inaccurate. You wanna know why it's inaccurate? It's blue. Spidey 2099 is actually, the suit is black. That's what a lot of people get wrong about it. This, I know it looks blue. It's actually meant to be black because of the shading and everything. They used to shade stuff like that with blue to make it, you know, stand out on the comic book. Similar to what they did with the Mafex Nightwing hair. That's what they do with black a lot of the times in the comics. So this is meant to be black. So this figure should be black. So hopefully they do a repaint like they just did the repaint like with the the Ben Reilly. He's getting a repaint, and so is the Batman from Nightfall, not the John Paul Valley one, but the normal Bruce Wayne Batman, which I really like that figure, and I want to get the black one because it looks awesome. But yeah, so this should be black, but if I'm being honest with you, I do think it looks better blue. But I would get the black version just to have, because I really like that version. And hopefully one day, honestly, I want it to be Amazing Yamaguchi that does it. We get the white suit. I really like the 2099 white suit. And I think that it would work with Amazing Yamaguchi style. I know we got a Marvel Legends. Like I said, those Marvel Legends figures are ass. That's why I don't own them. And the Mezco is rough to get, so I'm glad to get this. I really want the Mezco. That's like my preferred look for him. I love everything about that. But this one will hold me over until I get that guy. I mean, this is not like a bad figure in the slightest. And we will get into accessories after we look at the details. Really, the details are all up top. You don't get anything on the bottom. He's never had really boots or anything. It's all in the red spider and the logo and stuff. So he does have like a nice, I don't know, a shading, which I hope they do a blue. If they give us a black one, I would be cool with it being all black. But I would kind of want them to do like a light blue shading like they do in the comics on that, because I think it looks so beautiful. If someone does a repaint of that, let me know. Tag me in it. Yeah, that looks beautiful. That would look beautiful. But yeah, this is just a typical Mafex body. It's the same as, you know, your black Spider-Man. I have him in a pose, so just to show off. This is how he was on my shelf. But like to show off, you know, you can get this guy down in some pretty good crouch poses. That's not a perfect one, but I have him kind of like creeping. It's not meant to be a 4-point stance. And then you can, they are not like amazing on a lot of amazing Yamaguchis. They look good standing straight up. His foot popped off. Sorry about that. But yeah, I know we're getting us comparisons like a little early. We'll get into actual size comparisons later, but I just want to say it's just a normal Spider-Man body. I know a lot of people think he's a little skinny, and honestly, I do picture him as a little bit bigger than Peter. Like, look at this picture. I feel like he should be a little buffer than Peter, but this works. He was not a big fucking bulking guy like Across the Spider-Verse had him as, and he certainly was not a villain, ever. He was not a villain. He might have been stuck in some of his ways in a couple appearances, been a stubborn asshole, but he was never a villain. So that's my little rant on that. And the butterfly joints actually have the spider paint up top. I don't know how to feel about that. I know it's kind of necessary. That's kind of why I prefer the Mezco, because I feel like the Mafex, any figure really, it's going to break it up. It's plastic. The Mezco is cloth, so it looks nicer. It's not going to move as nice, I'm sure, but it looks nicer. So if I ever get that, that'll probably be the main one on the display, and this will probably be the fiddle figure. He'll go somewhere just to play with, because I feel like for $20.99 I really only need one $20.99 figure. So like on the main display at least. But yeah, this guy's awesome. So for articulation, you get the head movement up there, and I have it twisted. So the way that this works, you can, if you've ever owned a Mafex, it's kind of, there's like a kickback, and you can move that around so that you can look really far forward or look really far back. I keep it like this because Spider-Man should be looking up a lot, and it's kind of hard to do with this figure. It's a little fiddly, little stuck in there, so I'm just going to keep it like that. I don't want to switch it around for the video, but just know you can if you want to. And then, yeah, so you get all that tilt, all that look up movement. You can still look down with it that far back, so that's good. There's a ball joint down in the neck, and then there's one up in the head. And then you got the butterfly joint. You can go that far back, and then that far forward, so you can cross arms if you want to. Some good web swinging poses, some good punching poses. And yeah, this figure makes me really, really excited for the $20.99 Venom. I will be picking that up. And then you actually get a little articulation on the cape on the back. I don't know if anyone knew that this came with a little cape. It's like a web cape because he had a web cape. That was like one of the coolest parts about him, in my opinion, is the web cape. So we'll get into that in a minute. Actually, what I'm going to do is, you just saw it pop off, so I'm going to pop that off while we do articulation so it doesn't keep popping off. So yeah, and then for crunch, for the upper torso, you can get to there and back to there. Get some tilt. And then with the bottom one, you get all the way to there. And yeah, that does pop off. It's a Mafex, so just pop back on. And it goes back to there. And then for the legs, you get everything you need. Double joints, you get pretty good. You don't get a thigh swivel on these, but you get like a hidden thigh swivel. You get the cool ankle movement, or you can turn it and do that, do all that. Same with the hand. You can up and down. You can change it. Go left to right. Yeah. This figure is beautiful, amazing, and totally worth the money. I imported it, so it's better to import if you're getting multiple figures because it lowers the actual shipping a little more. Sorry, I had to do something. It lowers the shipping price a little bit more, like in the end. So it doesn't technically lower it, but that is technically cheaper to get multiple. So that's why I got multiple imported. Okay, now we're gonna get into accessories, and for accessories, he's got a good amount. He's got 2 trays, so number one, you get the most important one, the authenticity. The genuine product. So this is not a knockoff. If anything happens to it, hopefully that's not foreshadowing anything. You get the the stand that they just have taped in the back. Started adding wider ones, which I like, so this is nice to have. These, I'll always say, not my favorite stands, not the worst stands in the world, just not my favorite. And then a gimmick that I am not a fan of, if I'm being honest, is the swappable backs. The Mafex Nightwing had that, and first of all, it used to come off all the time, and then the actual pegs that you hold his Eskrima sticks in broke. So yeah, but he comes with these 2 swappable back pieces with different web wings, which is nice. Honestly, I don't know which web wing I like. Probably the thicker one. And what you do is you just pull that bitch out. So you can actually see the inner workings of the figure if you wanted to. And then, so what you do is, let me make sure I get that lined up. I don't want to break anything. Okay, you just get that lined up, and then you pop it in, and then this is on like it's like a kind of a Reveltech joint on there. So yeah, and then he has peg holes in the back. So this is why I'm not a fan of this. This feature is not my favorite. I'll probably keep the web cape, but like these things, they're dumb. I don't know how you're even supposed to attach them, honestly. So I think they kind of have fitted tabs, maybe. Yeah, they do. Okay, those do kind of look badass. Not gonna lie, those do kind of look badass in there. I'm sorry that I'm not showing this on camera. It's so hard to do off camera or on camera. So that's what those ones kind of look like. You know, get them all together. You can have it like web wings if you want. Get it from the front. It's okay. I'm never gonna use these, but you get that style, the like thicker style, and then you get these other like more, I don't know, whatever you want to call these. Same thing, same idea, just a little smaller. And then, so he actually has a swappable neck. And with that, well, number one, you get the alternate head. And they're about the same. This one's just a little angrier. I'm going to keep the probably more neutral face on there because I just like that. But the angrier face certainly is nice. And then you get the angry head, and this just pops right in there. And now you got the unmasked, not fully unmasked, but Miguel O'Hara. And I really like this, but I will say the Mezco is better. It's got the fangs and stuff. I think that's cooler. I wish this had fangs. If they were going to do this head, I wish they had fangs. I wish they had like a battle damage head or something. That'd be nice. But yeah, so this has an alternate neck piece. That piece goes in fine and pops out fine with the head. This piece, pop off the head sometimes. Okay, now it's not going to do that on camera. You know what I mean, though. It can happen. Alrighty, so that's not even all of the accessories. So next you get, okay, I think we're just going to keep it in the tray. Get all the webs. So these are like a clearer web. These aren't like the white ones that we used to get. So you get the ones two longer ones that can loop around the wrist, and then two shorter ones, and then these are the ones you can grab. You get the magnetic feet, you get the magnetic hands, you get the wall crawling hands, more wall crawling hands, or you can use these all as gesture hands or wall crawling hands, more relaxed hands, like flying or running hands, web gripping hands. You'll notice he doesn't have thwippers, and that's because he doesn't thwip using, you know, the iconic Spidey thwip. So you use kind of like these to spread it out and stuff, and like, or you could do like what the symbiote suit does and shoot him out like that. They come out of the tops of his wrists. So yeah, I am a pretty big 2099 fan. I've always loved him. Edge of Time and Shattered Dimensions were really, you know, fundamental games for me as a kid. So it's nice to have this guy in action figure form finally, because I was waiting on the Mezco. I was like trying to pull the trigger all the time. It's like a kind of up there as a grail of mine with like 2099 or like Batman Beyond, and there's a few others. But I just wish Mezco would do web wings on their Spideys, and I would buy them. I would really buy them. So rant over, but here's we'll give him a proper introduction. This is the Mafex, just classic Spider-Man next to him, Miguel. And then, like I said, we have the black suit one, and he can crunch down, and I'm gonna keep him crunched down just to show you what they look like. But you can totally kind of do a Shattered Dimensions thing. This is more Edge of Time, but if you do this and then get or you switch this out with that new young one from that 5-pack, the young like symbiote suits Peter, and then you get if you want to get the Sentinel, you can get the Sentinel. I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot, but the Spider Noir, and then you can have your own like little Shattered Dimensions. So, and then we have a Cammy, and I'm also gonna do, this is a Piccolo, that Piccolo I had. I don't know, this figure's fun, so I'll sneak him in whenever I can, I guess. So you can see this don't really fit, but if you want to use this as like an alien sidekick form or something, it could work. And they are all in Fortnite, so. And then kind of the star of the show, we'll get to that next actually. We'll do my favorite Mafex that I own. Well, was. This one kind of is taking the cake on it, especially since I'll be getting the Mezco one of Nightwing soon. So yeah, but this Nightwing's still badass as hell. These two will pair pretty well together. And once the Amazing Yamaguchi 2099 comes out, those are who are going to probably go together a lot. And then you get the Amazing Yamaguchi Winpool. So yeah, they look great. Next, we have the Amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man. And I really hope Amazing Yamaguchi gets to 2099. I think, like I said, the white suit would look so good with their aesthetic. The Mezco Wolverine. And he's too big. I say it all the time. Head's too big. Proportions are weird, but I love him. He looks really great to me. So yeah, we keep him. And then we have, this one's in a pose as well. I don't really want to take him out, but you can kind of see the Amazing Yamaguchi Agent Venom. And then the Marvel Legends, the best Marvel Legends Daredevil. So this is from the Spider-Man, Hydra Man, Daredevil 2-pack. So yeah, and then next, okay, we're gonna do 2 more just of these ones, and then we'll get into the Miles, because I know people associate him with Miles now. There's the Jada Toys Mega Man, and then this is just the Iron Man. I just wanted to, he's got his things on, so he's a little taller, but something said Spider-Man to put him up there with. Okay, now, so I know everyone associates him with Miles now, so we're gonna get into the Miles. First, we have the best Marvel Legends of Miles, technically the best, just based on articulation. Legs are a little gummy, hips are weird, does weird things that you don't want him to do. He is technically the best. Then my favorite Marvel Legends Miles is this one, and yeah, I think these two will go pretty well together on the shelf. But then we have the real star of the show, the best Miles Morales, I think, on the market right now until we get an Amazing Yamaguchi, the Sentinel Toys. Yes, it's stylized. Yes, it's based off the movie. But look at how that moves. You can just anything you do, it's just like he's in motion. So, I really will probably pose these two together. He's only a little bit smaller than this one. But, I might end up getting more Sentinel Spider-Mans just to have on the shelf, because my Spider-Verse shelf is... I love my Spider-Verse shelf, and I want to add more to that. But this is what he looks like with all the Miles. Forgive the way everyone has weird hands and stuff set up. They were all in poses, and I pulled them down. And once again, I have one more comparison. They're just, silly ones. We're going to do the Raptor, just to have it, because I want to do 2 comparisons, and this is the other one I wanted to see. He'll look great with this Venom. You want to make him fight this Venom? You can have like an enhanced 2099 Venom or something. But this just makes me yearn for the new 2099 Venom. Very hardcore. So, yeah, that looks great. Is there anything else I need to do? I guess I could do... You could pose him up next to bats. Make him fight the bats and stuff. We got Arnim Zola over here. So, yeah, he's a little small, but he was never overly big. He was always pretty... He's pretty Peter Parker size, maybe a little bigger though. So probably more Ben Reilly size, just a little thicker than Peter. So yeah, I really love this figure, and I really recommend you pick him up. He's beautiful, and I can't wait to go play with him for like an hour straight and just have fun with him. So thanks everyone for watching. The Mafex, or the Mezco San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Nightwing should be here pretty soon when it starts. Just starting shipping, so hopefully I'll get mine soon. And then I actually ordered the Mezco Black Bolt. Not the Lockjaw. Lockjaw didn't come with it, but it was a lot cheaper with the Lockjaw. And I'm gonna get the Marvel Legends Lockjaw anyway, so that way I won't have 2 Lockjaws on the shelf. So that's good, because I really need more Inhumans. I need some Inhumans on the shelf, and I think that they did the best Black Bolt. So I'm glad to get that. And yeah, that's about everything. Sorry for all the rambling, but that's kind of what I do. Yeah, this guy is great, and I really hope Amazing Yamaguchi tackles him next. The white suit is what I really want. This is the best suit, but the white suit is also really fun to me. So, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.